Hello, everybody. My name is Roy Nemmer of Mundo Albiceleste.com, and I'm being very honest. I kind of wanted to pre-record this, and then I said, you know what? Forget pre-recording it. Let's do it live. We'll take some of your comments. I have no clue. I'm not sure how long this is going to last. Could last a couple of minutes. Could last a half hour. We never really know when we do these live things. So welcome everybody. We're going to be talking obviously the big news of the day, the big news of the week, the big news of everything, right? Of football, of sports in general. Lionel Messi out of Barcelona. We're going to definitely talk about that. We're also going to talk about Cristian Romero to Tottenham and some of the Argentina transfer rumors going on as well. I have a couple of people in the chat. I see MN, I see Master Azar. Master Azar writes, let's bring this up, everybody. Let's do this. So Master Azar wrote, happy 1 month. Technically, I tweeted this out. I said the 1 month Copa America win, Argentina's 1 month Copa America win, technically is August 10th. But you know what? This was 4 Saturdays ago. 4 Saturdays ago is good enough for me for 1 month. So happy 1 month, everybody. And let's get to it. Lionel Messi out of Barcelona to PSG. What does everybody think? I'll give you guys my opinion in just a couple of moments. Obviously, wearing the Barcelona kit here. Messi won. This is it, right? Akshat writes, we're just going to bring this up. Akshat writes, Messi to PSG, ED10. It's very emotional. Kiazi says he's sad. Faik writes, it hurts. If you're a Barcelona fan, it definitely hurts. If you're a Lionel Messi fan, depending on how you see it, you could either be very, very excited at seeing Lionel Messi play outside of La Liga, outside of Barcelona, and seeing him play with PSG. It's going to be an odd one. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be an odd one. Personally speaking, I'm a Barcelona fan. Been a Barcelona fan since before Messi. Will remain a Barcelona fan. So for me, this one hurts. It hurts a lot. It stings. But such is life. These things happen. And as they say, all good things must come to an end. Obviously, as a Barcelona fan, that's not the way I wanted to end it. I wanted to see it end. But, what are we going to do? What are we going to do about it? Desmond 1417 writes, it hurts. The worst part about this is Messi finally seemed happy after the Copa America, and now he's forced to leave. And that's the thing as well, and kind of makes you wonder what would have happened if Argentina had not won that Copa America. They would have lost in the final versus Brazil, and then he gets this. I'm not even sure how Messi would have recovered from it had he lost the Copa America, and obviously not being able to re-sign with Barcelona would have been a very difficult one. But let's take some more comments. I'm still kind of speechless. We're going to talk about PSG, the rumored numbers, how long the contract, playing alongside Di Maria, Paredes. Could Icardi also benefit from this? Could we actually end up seeing Icardi with the Argentina national team? We're gonna talk about all that. KSD writes, hope he wins the Champions League. Faik is both a Messi and a Barcelona fan. What do you think? Whose fault it is? I think it's. We're going to get into it in a little bit, but I definitely think it's the previous board's fault. The lack of planning, obviously giving high wages to several players, long-term contracts with high wages, made it pretty much impossible to sign players and to a certain degree even register them, right? You can't sign Messi, you can't register him. So that is a whole planning thing. The previous board, Bartomeu, Sandro before him as well. It's been a disaster. Anish writes, I'm Argentina fan, so I'm happy to see some good chemistry with Argentina. And that's the other thing, right? So Messi's time with Barcelona has come to an end officially. So unless you've been living under a rock for the past 24 to 30 hours, Barcelona, released a statement saying, that's it. This is it for Lionel Messi. He will not continue with the club. Best of luck wherever you go. And that wherever you go looks to be Paris, looks to be Paris Saint-Germain. It looks to be France, Ligue 1. And it looks like he's going to be playing alongside Angel Di Maria, Leandro Paredes, two Argentines. Obviously won the Copa America with them 4 weeks ago. Mauro Icardi, another Argentine at the club. Mauricio Pochettino, another Argentine, the coach, and his good friend Neymar as well. And if we're looking at it as a whole, PSG have a very solid team. Front to back, obviously signed Sergio Ramos, two world-class goalkeepers. Mbappe, right? We haven't even mentioned Mbappe. So, I saw some people in the chat writing, Messi's finally going to win the Champions League again. Maybe. Maybe if you're a Messi fan, you definitely want to see it. You definitely hope to see it. I guess maybe regardless of the team, if you're a Messi fan, and if it is going to happen, it does look like it's going to happen with Paris. Let's take a look. I'm going to take a look at some of the chat. So MD, very good question. MD Intikhab writes, where is that tattoo, Roy? So I did mention before the Copa America even that if Argentina were to win, I'd get a tattoo of it. I am getting a tattoo. I've decided on the design, what I want, and everything. Now it's just a matter of finding an artist. I found a couple of artists, none of them in the city that I'm in. A lot of them are in different countries. So I'm going to try and set this up in the next couple of weeks to a month to try and get that tattoo. But trust me, as soon as I get the tattoo, it's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on Twitter. I will mention it. Pablo, welcome, Pablo. Pablo writes, hey, brother, yes, all good things do come to an end. He will suit PSG as he has quite a few good friends and a fantastic Argentina coach in Mauricio Pochettino. And it's going to be obviously it's going to be different, right? Anyone who's ever watched Messi, you've either seen him in an Argentina shirt or you've seen him in a Barcelona shirt. Never anything else. And it's never, for me anyway, it's never been could Messi do it outside of La Liga? Could he do it in the Premier League? Could he do it in the Bundesliga? Could he do it anywhere else? Never been the case for me. As a Messi fan, and putting my allegiances to Barcelona aside, as difficult as that is for me right now, as a Messi fan, he does have a much better chance of winning the Champions League with PSG than with this current Barcelona team. I think that has to be said. I don't think anyone could really deny that or argue it. As an Argentina fan, I was excited to see Messi and Aguero at Barcelona club level. But as an Argentina fan, having Messi link up with Di Maria, link up with Paredes, link up with Icardi, that's exciting. That's exciting for me. Personally speaking, that's exciting as an Argentina fan, right? So as an Argentina fan, for me, that's something. As a Barcelona fan, I'm heartbroken. I'm destroyed. Been like this ever since I read the news. I think of the Barcelona side of me. I'm like, oh, this is horrible. It's like the worst news you could get. Argentina point of view, I'm like, well, maybe this is the change that he might have needed. Probably not. Honestly speaking, this is me trying to be optimistic. But it looks like we're going to get it. So I saw a couple of people here asking as well. Let me get this up here. So I had a question here regarding Lo Celso and Romero, and we're going to talk about this. So we're going to start with Messi because that's the big topic. Then we're going to discuss Lo Celso as well. Lo Celso and Cristian Romero, obviously, at Tottenham. John, good morning from Malaysia. Good morning, John. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Miss you. And hope you're good. So this is a very good question as well. Just a side note before we continue with Messi is what happens with Aguero. So obviously there have been some reports that Aguero is unhappy with how things are going right now in Barcelona and that he wants out. Reports that he's contacted his lawyers to try and take a look at the contract if they could get him out. And there are other reports coming out and denying it. On my end, from what I've heard, it looks he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place in the sense of, I think, personally speaking, if Aguero could get out, I think he wants out. But I think it gets to the point where if Barcelona can register him, and he's going to keep his mouth shut and he's going to stay. But I think if Barcelona cannot register him and he knows that before Barcelona even announce it, I think he's gone. That's personally my opinion. That is my opinion. That's what I think is going on with Aguero. So regarding his situation, Taking a look once more here just at the chat. This is a very good question. So John writes, assuming Icardi stays at PSG, which he has mentioned, Icardi has mentioned that he will be staying at in Paris. Do you think him and Messi working together might just open the door once more to seeing Icardi in the Argentina national team? Very good question, John. It could, it could. We're taking a look. If you take a look at Argentina's attack at the Copa America, it was Lautaro Martinez, it was Julian Alvarez, and it was Aguero, pretty much, and Joaquin Correa, the center forward. Correa did not get much playing time. It was pretty much all Lautaro. Alvarez was just there kind of for the experience. Lucas Alario, who was initially selected, got injured. So that number 9 spot, I won't say it's open because I think it's Lautaro's, right? I think it's Lautaro Martinez. But as a backup, if you're looking for an old school type of poacher, an old school number 9, I don't think there's any better than Mauro Icardi. The question or the situation is, does Icardi fit this Argentina team? I don't think he does. Icardi is not known for his tracking back. He's not known for his hustling, for his running around and tormenting defenders. Icardi's he's a poacher. He's an old school number 9. I don't think he fits this Argentina team. Now, if he could bang in 20, 25 goals this season with Messi playing next to him, Di Maria, Paredes, that might be a whole other topic, a whole other thing. But only time will tell. Only time will tell. Obviously, Scaloni has selected Icardi before. When he first took over as Argentina coach, he was selecting Icardi. Icardi did score. He scored his debut goal versus Mexico. So only time's going to tell with that one. Only time's going to tell with that one, my friend. Let's take a look more. This one here. Adilur writes, Mbappe out, Lautaro in. Sign me up. I would love to see that at PSG, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Raul, will you support Messi or PSG? No. Like I said before, I've been supporting Barcelona since long before Messi. I'm going to continue supporting Barcelona, my club. I'm not going to support PSG. I'm going to support Messi. I'll watch the highlights. I'll watch PSG matches specifically for Messi, but that's pretty much where my allegiance ends. It's Messi, and that's it for me. MN reports are saying Messi is going to be unveiled at the Eiffel Tower on Tuesday. Yes, that's what is being reported. Apparently, PSG kind of reserved or rented the Eiffel Tower, whatever it is, and they're going to do a big celebration for Messi on Tuesday, August the 10th. That's what's being reported, and what's also being reported is the fact that PSG have apparently offered Messi a 2-year contract. It would be a 2-year contract with a possible option for a 3rd year. So possibly a 3rd year for Messi. So 2 at PSG, possibly a 3rd in the region of, and this is just, at this point, this is just speculation and rumors, but in the region of 35 million euros per season. 35 million net per season is what's being rumored that Messi will be getting in Paris. Now, again, this is just, we're kind of all assuming he's going to go to Paris, but in all likelihood, with the reports coming out, every single major media news outlet is reporting it. There's no other team other than Paris Saint-Germain, other than PSG, that is actually going after Messi. Peru writes, definitely will support Messi wherever he goes. So there you go. Yeah, it's if you're a Messi fan, it's interesting. If you're a Messi fan but you're not a Barcelona fan, this has got to be different. This has got to be different. MD, very good question. Was it that Barcelona curse that was holding Messi from winning an international trophy? So it was funny because I was just kind of discussing this with a friend of mine, and I say this even though I am a Barcelona fan, but historically speaking, Barcelona has not been a very good spot for Argentine players. Historically speaking, Messi has been, obviously the difference there, and to a certain degree, Mascherano as well, and possibly even Gabriel Milito. But if you look at the names, beginning with the biggest one, other than Messi, Diego Maradona, did not have a very good spell at Barcelona. I'm not saying it was his fault, just whatever. Didn't work. Riquelme, did not work. Saviola, did not work. Sorin was there on loan. Wasn't the best. So you had different players that were there, different Argentine players never really worked out. Barcelona, historically speaking, has been probably more of a Brazilian team. Players where Brazilian team where Brazilian players have gone and have reached enormous heights. Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, Ronaldo, Dani Alves, the Neymar to a certain degree. So was this a little kind of Barcelona curse regarding Messi and winning an international trophy? If you're superstitious, you could definitely go with that and say, look, Messi won a trophy with Argentina when he wasn't at Barcelona. Let's keep him going. What could he do in Paris? Could he win the World Cup next year outside of Barcelona? If you're superstitious, it's definitely one to talk about. But it's just, I guess it's just the way the things work, right? It's just the way things worked. Tawheed writes, Maradona left Barca and won the World Cup, and now Messi leaves Barca. You know what I mean? I'm a Barcelona fan. I'll accept this. If Messi winning the World Cup means that he had to leave Barcelona, sign me up. Sign me up. I'm in. I'm game. I'm game for that one. Let's take a look. All right. So, do you think Paredes would get enough playing time with the new signing of Wijnaldum? Very good question. I think so. I think Pochettino trusts Paredes. I think he trusted him a lot last season. I think he saw what he was capable of doing with Argentina at the Copa America. With that said, is Wijnaldum coming in to be a bench player? Probably not. Probably not. But Paredes is coming off a very good season, a very good Copa America. Wijnaldum did not have the best season with Liverpool, so and it is long, right? And PSG are going after the Champions League. They definitely want that. They did not manage to win the league last season either, and it's going to be a long season. It's going to be a lot of rotations, I would imagine. So who knows what Pochettino is going to do? He might somehow end up playing both. It's going to be very interesting to see how PSG line up from an Argentina point of view, because you do have 4 Argentine players in there, and one of them is knocking on the door of that Argentina national team and desperately wants in. So it's going to be interesting. You might get Marquinhos in midfield as well. Who knows? Obviously, you have Verratti in there. It's talent. It's pure talent. Paredes will provide more than Wijnaldum, I guess. Moreover, Poch loves him and considered him as a key player. That's it, and that could play to Paredes' advantage, the fact that he was there last season. Let's take a look here. Before we move on, like I said, we're going to talk about Cristian Romero joining Tottenham. We're going to talk about the rumors, Lautaro Martinez to Arsenal, Tottenham. Joaquin Correa has been linked to some teams as well. And we're going to talk about all of that. Let's take a look. So I'm not going to get too much about Barcelona, but how far do you think Barcelona could reach in the Champions League? Who knows how the season goes? There's still 1 week. We're going to do a lot more of these types of videos, and we'll review how Barcelona's doing. Or maybe not so much how Barcelona's doing, considering that there's no Argentine players there, but we're definitely going to talk about PSG, about Inter, if Lautaro's still there. So we're going to cover a lot of stuff in the next couple of weeks and months. Go Rab, hello from down under. Hello. I'm assuming Australia. Good. Is it good afternoon or good morning, good evening from Australia? Either way, thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Here we go. Kato, I ordered my dinner from Uber Eats to get in the mood. So obviously Ligue 1, the Uber Eats Ligue 1. Here we go. Anish, do you think Di Maria gets a chance playing in the starting 11? If you're talking about PSG, I definitely think so. I think Di Maria gets a chance in the starting 11. If you're talking about Argentina, that's a whole other thing, because we do have World Cup qualifiers coming up in September. So we'll see. But I think Di Maria gets in the starting 11 for PSG. I think so. And then writes, I have a feeling social media will blow up next week. I have a feeling social media is going to blow up in the next 24 hours. It's starting to reach a boiling point. I think now to Tuesday is going to be the absolute peak, the next 3 or 4 days. And then wherever, let's assume Messi plays with PSG when he makes his debut, that's going to be a whole other thing. Let's take a look here. What else do we have? Taking a look at the comments. All right. PSG bought 40% of my support share. There you go. There you go. There's a lot of Argentines. Pochettino. Look, if Pochettino could get Lo Celso, or actually no, we need Lo Celso for Cristian Romero and Tottenham, and Rodrigo de Paul just joined Atletico. But if Pochettino could get a lot more Argentines, he'd get the support of a lot more Argentine fans over there. And Gorab writes afternoon. So good afternoon, Gorab. I hope you're well, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Simeone writes, I was hoping for Leo to go to Juventus. Imagine him and Cristiano Ronaldo tearing up teams. I'm glad he did not go to Juventus. I'm absolutely thrilled he did not or is not going to Juventus for many different reasons I'm not going to get into right now, probably in future videos. But I'm just very happy about that. Very happy about that. Anish writes, waiting to see Ramos and Messi laughing in training. That's going to be an odd one, right? An absolute Real Madrid legend, Real Madrid captain with a Barcelona legend, Barcelona captain. That's for world football, that's going to be a scene. Those are going to be pictures and videos I don't think anyone would have ever imagined to ever see. To ever see. MD writes, Pochettino should nurture an Argentine center back. Who? So that's my question to you guys. If you had to pick one Argentine center back to go to Paris, play with PSG, who would you pick? Who would you pick and why? I'll give you guys a couple of seconds, couple of moments. Think this through. Which Argentine center back would you like to see playing at PSG alongside Paredes, Di Maria, Icardi, and very, very possibly Lionel Messi? And I can't believe I just said that. But who? Let me know in the chat. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the name. Hugh, I believe it's pronounced Hugh. Massive pressure on Poch this year. Anything other than a Champions League win will be considered a failure. The pressure is on. The pressure is absolutely on Pochettino, 110%. The team did not win the league last season. This season, you have Di Maria in still the form of his life. You have Paredes, who's getting better. You have Kylian Mbappe, possibly with a point to prove after the Euros that he had. You had Neymar, who's probably looking to bounce back from the Copa America loss. Icardi trying to prove a point himself, trying to solidify a starting 11 spot. And then obviously Lionel Messi. You get the likes of Sergio Ramos, Donnarumma. This is a big season for Pochettino. This is an absolutely monster season for Pochettino. And to a certain degree, yeah, I agree. Anything other than a Champions League victory for Pochettino could be considered a failure for him. I agree. Let's take a look at the chat here. All right. Oh, Ramos Mingo. That's yes. But we're talking about B team, right? Ramos Mingo of Barcelona B. I'm talking about the main team. I'm talking about the main team. All right. Hugh, no worries, Roy. All right, thank you, buddy. Thank you for that. And Anish would like to see Lisandro Martinez Licha, young and talented. So he's obviously been, a lot of people have been talking about him. He's staying put at Ajax. It definitely looks to be the case. He's not being linked anywhere else. I think him staying at Ajax, at least for this season, would do a world of good. World Cup's coming up next year. And I'm a firm believer, I mentioned this in the previous video, I'm a firm believer of stick to the club you're at the season prior to a World Cup or Copa America. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing well. Because I would hate to see Lisandro or any other Argentine player go to a new league, to a new team, not do well, have a bad season, have their form drop, or God forbid even get injured. Stay where you're at. After the World Cup, do what you want. After the World Cup, do what you want. Simeone writes, now that Romero's at Tottenham, I think Lisandro is my option because he has the talent and form, but I'm guessing he's not that recognized because of where he plays. Well, I agree with the first part, maybe not so much the second part, because he has been linked in the past to Barcelona, of all teams. So I think teams are aware of his talent. I just think the current market, because of COVID, I think that played a that affected everyone, in not just in sports, but literally everyone. But if we're talking about sports specifically, not everyone has the money. This season we're seeing a lot more cash being thrown, a lot more transfers happening as opposed to last season. And who knows, maybe next season, when hopefully things kind of try and go back to normal, we might see some more, transfers, and maybe Lisandro Martinez would probably move to a different team and a different league. So who knows? Let's take a look. Senesi. All right, MD writes Senesi. So Senesi is one that a lot of people have been mentioning in the chats. Senesi, why is he not in the Argentina team? And that's a very good question. Scaloni's mentioned in the past that they look at everyone everywhere. And if if Senesi's not called up to the Argentina team, there has to be a reason for it. Maybe it's his lack of speed. He's not the fastest, although he does have other, attributes. But I don't know. That's a very good question as to maybe why he's not in the Argentina team. But maybe having him go elsewhere, a different team, different league, might give him the recognition that maybe he deserves. And this season, if he wants to get into the Argentina team, into the World Cup team, this is the season. This is the season for him. And this is the season for him. So let's take a look. Lionel the Goat writes, "Hi bro, big fan of yours. Thank you for the support, buddy. Thank you." And also, if you guys enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like button. And if you're new here, if it's your first time pulling up, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these, at least once a week, these live shows. I'm going to try anyways to do these once a week, especially once the European club season starts, which technically started today with Ligue 1 in France. Maybe do a one video a week live, where we could just talk about how the players are doing, some of the goals that were scored, or the assists, or the injuries, or what's going on. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, guys. Really never miss a thing. We're going to get a lot more content coming up. Let's take a look. What else is everybody saying? Here we go. So Tawheed writes, because Ligue 1 started on Friday, if Messi goes to PSG, could he still get the number 10? I would think there's a way around it. I would think there's a way around it if Messi were to get the number 10. Definitely. All right. Anish writes, Lisandro is linked to Real Madrid, according to some reports. I've missed those. I haven't seen those, so I'm going to take your word for it. I'm not sure if Madrid will be spending any more cash, if they're going to be bringing in any more players, despite the fact that they have lost Sergio Ramos and Rafael Varane. They're pillars, right? They're two center backs the past 5-6 years, if not longer, at least for Varane. Obviously, Ramos has been there for much more than that. But I'm not sure if they're in the market for anyone, let alone Lisandro Martinez. And the Hiraj writes, gotta feel bad for Aguero. Look, we don't know what's going to happen with Aguero. He might end up staying, and he might end up becoming the guy, the experienced guy, and especially if he could stay fit and get in proper form and score some goals. Who knows what kind of season he could have. I absolutely wish him the best, not just because I'm a Barcelona fan, but because I'm an Aguero fan, right? I want him to do well, and if he's going to be there at the World Cup next year, then we need him. We need him as sharp as he could be. Let's take a look. Carl Davies. Carl writes, Di Maria's time is going to be reduced if Messi goes to PSG. You say reduced, I say rotation, and maybe some well-deserved rest as well. Let's not forget, Di Maria is not 22-year-old anymore, right? He's getting up there in age, despite the fact that he had a tremendous Copa America. And along with Messi and Romero and Otamendi and Martinez, pretty much everyone else, he was one of the standout players, absolutely. And maybe some rest this season with the World Cup coming up. That could be what the doctor ordered for Di Maria. Let's see. Guru Sevilla writes, Sevilla and Atletico has a real chance to win the league. I mean, you have Diego Simeone, you have Angel Correa, and you have Rodrigo de Paul as well. And then there's another one I'm forgetting. Can't remember off the top of my head. But I know Atletico have a third Argentine. Correct me, Guru. But yeah, I mean, Atletico with Simeone at the helm, it's going to be a big season for Rodrigo de Paul. It's going to be a big season for Angel Correa. Could he maintain that spot in the Argentina national team? Yes, Perez. There you go. Thank you for that, Simeone. Thank you for that. It is Perez. And thoughts on De Paul to Atletico? I think he's gonna fit in perfectly. I mentioned this when he first signed. There's no other coach that fits Rodrigo De Paul's style more than Diego Simeone. I think De Paul could excel anywhere he goes. Doesn't matter the team, doesn't matter the league, doesn't matter the pressure. And I think he's shown that, especially at the Copa America. But if there's one guy, one coach that is, for me, like a mirror image of Rodrigo De Paul, but as a coach with the intensity, the hard work, the talent, it's Diego Simeone. I have no doubt, absolutely no doubt in my mind, that Rodrigo De Paul will shine at Atletico. No doubt in my mind. Absolutely for me. No doubt that he does well. Let's take a look. All right, so we're gonna take a look really quickly. If not, we're gonna move up. We're gonna move on. Sorry, to Cristian Romero. Yeah, so Cristian Romero, guys. Cristian Romero to Tottenham. Oof. So this has been rumored since the end of the Copa America, right? Cristian Romero to Tottenham. Obviously, there were some rumors that Barcelona were interested. According to reports now, looks like it was never really the case. Barcelona were never really serious about signing him. I guess now we know why. The fact that they couldn't even hold on to Lionel Messi. There was no way they were going to spend money and get Cristian Romero, not even on loan. So Romero, for 55 million, has joined Tottenham, the second Argentine there, along with Lo Celso. Serie A Defender of the Year, or Defender of the Season, whatever way you want to put it. Best defender last season with Atalanta. Champions League football with Atalanta. No Champions League football with Tottenham. What do you guys think? I'm going to throw this back to you guys. What do you guys think about Cristian Romero joining Tottenham? Let me know in the chat. I'll give you guys a couple of seconds. And I'll give you guys my opinion as well. So here we go. So first question. Why does Romero move to Tottenham? Surely Atalanta is better than Tottenham at the moment. Look, maybe it could have been the money. Maybe it could have been the exposure. Maybe, in his opinion, I'm not saying this is the case. I'm not saying it's not the case. Everyone obviously is entitled to their opinion. But maybe Romero sees this as a step up. Maybe he sees Tottenham as a bigger team than Atalanta. Maybe he's always wanted to play in the Premier League. Maybe he's always wanted to test himself in the Premier League. Could be a billion different reasons. Who knows? Who knows? But he signed with them. It's official. He's going to wear the number 4 shirt. So if someone's looking to get a Tottenham shirt with Cristian Romero's name on it, number 4. That's the shirt he's going to be wearing over there. Sadvik writes he could do better, but if he wanted to join, I guess it's fine. It's going to be a fun one watching Romero in the Premier League. For me, he's probably the one player, Messi aside, he's probably the one Argentine player I'm really going to keep an extra eye on this season, just because he was a revelation for us at the Copa America for Argentina. And I want to see if he could continue this. If he could start off sharp and so good and, knock on wood, avoid any injuries, I think he could become a monster. At 23 years of age, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit for Cristian Romero. Guru writes, Romero playing with Lo Celso could help us in the World Cup. Again, that's the Argentine connection. Same thing with De Paul and Angel Correa at Atletico. Sevilla, right? You have Ocampos, you have Acuna. And it's interesting. It's going to be a fun one, guys. It's a World Cup year. Every match is going to matter. Every goal is going to matter. Every assist, every tackle, everything's going to matter. So it's going to be a fun one. MN. So, and I'm going to get back to Cristian Romero in just a second. But MN writes or asks, what position does Emiliano Buendia play? So Buendia, winger, but a very versatile one at that. He could kind of play anywhere from midfield up. And he has tremendous work rate. And I have no doubt in my mind, he will be in the Argentina team at one point or another. And I mean in the squad itself and not just selected and dropped. If he continues what he did with Norwich, if he continues that over to Aston Villa. And by the way, Buendia got the number 10 at Aston Villa. I have no doubt he will do well and ultimately find himself in the Argentina team. Thing is, he's going to have some competition. He's going to have Lucas Ocampos to fight with. He might even get, depending on how or where you want to play, Buendia. And someone that I forgot to mention when I mentioned Sevilla, you got Alejandro Papu Gomez, who was a very good substitute for Argentina and a very good starter at that at the Copa America. So competition's tight. Competition is very, very tight for a lot of spots, and it's going to be a fun season, hopefully, to watch. It's exciting. It's exciting. It's exciting times to be an Argentina fan. And I'm not just talking about because of the Copa America win, but World Cup is coming up. Romero is moving to a new team. De Paul with Simeone. Emiliano Buendia. Emiliano Martinez's confidence must be at an absolute sky high. Lionel Messi potentially joining PSG. Paredes with all the confidence in the world. Lo Celso, right? Let's not forget, Tottenham's got a new coach. It's no longer Mourinho. They got a new coach, one that knows the Premier League, one that knows maybe the Latin players maybe a little bit more. So it's going to be a very, very, I know I'm using this word a lot, but very interesting season for Lo Celso as well. It's fun times to be an Argentina fan. Here we go. So Tawheed, do you think that Lo Celso would be regular under Nuno? I was literally just talking about that. I think he could. I think the only thing going against Lo Celso is potentially his fitness, his injuries. Hopefully he's fully recovered because he had a physically brutal Copa America where he got tackled, especially the match versus Ecuador. He got tackled a lot. I don't think he was ever truly at 100%, especially towards the end of the tournament. I think maybe he was a bit less than 100%. Still had a tremendous Copa. And if he could stay healthy, yeah, I think he could become a regular. I think he could be in the starting 11. So yeah, we'll see what happens with Lo Celso. We'll see what happens with Lo Celso. And again, add to the minutes, Cristian Romero is going to be a starter. That I have no doubt about it. He didn't, Tottenham did not spend 55 million on Cristian Romero to sit him on the bench. That's for sure, right? We got to make that clear. Lo Celso, who just spoke about, I think if he could stay healthy, I think Lo Celso is a definite starter. Carl, going back to PSG for a quick second. As we know, Messi wants to play all matches, so Di Maria's game time is in threat. I want a 4-2-3-1 in PSG so both can play. You know what? If Di Maria could get rested every now and then, I have no problem with that. I love Di Maria. If you could rest him, keep him fresh, keep him healthy for for PSG's case anyways, for potentially their bigger matches, and keep him healthy and fresh for Argentina, because we have World Cup qualifiers in September, 3 games in September, 3 games in October, 2 games in November, World Cup next year. You have to keep him healthy. A healthy Di Maria is as good as anyone in that Argentina team and as important as anyone in that Argentina team. All right. Well, this is thank you. I suppose I'll take that as a compliment. In Bangladesh, we call you the Fabrizio Romano of Argentina. Thank you, buddy. Means a lot. I'm gonna take it as a compliment. I believe it is. So thank you for that. Anish, we need a good right back for the World Cup. Montiel, Gonzalo Montiel had a wow final, an absolutely incredible final. With Argentina versus Brazil. He shut everyone up. He shut Neymar down, Richarlison, Gabigol, everybody. Montiel for me, Argentina's right back. Obviously Molina with an AC. I can't sleep on him. I thought for the most part, he had a pretty good Copa America. But Montiel has shown that he's probably the number one. And there's a reason why Scaloni picked him in that final ahead of Molina. Carl Davies, I know we're kind of going a little bit back and forth between some leagues and some teams, but this is kind of the point of all this. This live is just going to talk about the different players and the different teams and everything. Your thoughts on Foyth and Villarreal? I said this. I'm going to go back to what I said, and I'm going to add to it. I said this when Foyth got dropped from the Copa America squad. I agreed with Scaloni's decision. I think Foyth still has a lot to learn. I think honestly he's a very good defender. I thought he did well in the Europa League final versus Manchester United. Foyth on his day does well, but Foyth, and I'm trying not to be too negative on him because I do like him and he's still very young, still has a lot to learn. Foyth sometimes tries to do too much. Obviously, we saw that, for example, in the World Cup qualifier versus Colombia, the last kick of the game, Foyth had the ball surrounded by two Colombian players. He easily could have cleared it, easily could have played a simple pass, decided to dribble, led to the Colombia goal. And the thing with Foyth is we're getting these, let's say, lack of concentration. We're getting them almost every game with him, with Argentina. And I think Scaloni probably told him, or maybe not told him, but maybe left him out as a message of, hey, take this time off, probably think of why you were not included, see what you can do moving on to next season. I think he could definitely become an asset for Argentina. Emergency right back, center back, maybe even defensive midfielder, who knows. But I think for the time being, he still has a lot to learn. If he remains a starter at Villarreal, I think it could only help him. I don't see that hurting him at all. And it's going to be a big season for him as well. Left out of the Argentina World Cup squad, Copa America squad, despite being part of the World Cup qualifier just a week before. That's got to hurt him. That's got to sting him. And there's no shame in that. But he has to use this as power, as fuel, and just become better. So I think this season is going to be a very big one in Foyth's development, because there's a difference between making a World Cup squad and not making it in your career, and making a World Cup squad and learning from the players around you and even the tournament if you end up playing. That helps you a lot. So this is a big one for Foyth, absolutely. Zarak, what about Dybala? Will he ever get his chance in the national team? Oof. Paulo Dybala. You want to talk about big seasons, right? I was just talking about Foyth and how he needs a big season. I don't think there's a single Argentine that has to produce and has to have a big of a season as Paulo Dybala. Last season, he was injured. COVID, right? That's not his fault. It happened. And personally speaking, he did not have the best of seasons, and even Juventus did not have the best of seasons. This has to be redemption. He was named as the assistant captain of Juventus. That's huge. That's big. He has to deliver. If he stays healthy, there's no reason why Dybala would not make the Argentina squad. And this is put up or shut up for him. This is really it for Dybala. He's not getting any younger. He's not 22 anymore. He's not 24 anymore. He's got to produce the same way he produced 2-3 years ago. He's got to put his money where his mouth is, right? And I say that, and I hate to go back to the quote where he said it's difficult to play with Messi. Apparently it's not, because apparently players have shown that it's not difficult to play with Messi. But although I do understand that quote and what he meant, but this is put up or shut up for him. He has to produce, has to have a good season, because in my opinion, Papu Gomez, rightfully so, Alejandro Papu Gomez, rightfully so, took Paulo Dybala's spot in the Argentina team at the Copa America. Rightfully so. And Dybala has to fight for it. Dybala has to fight for it. And he has to do well. He has to do well, or else he's going to miss out on the World Cup. MN, Roy, do you think Scaloni's tactics to be defensive could help us in the World Cup like in 2014? Yes, but I don't think the team could afford to be as defensive as they were at the Copa America. It worked at the Copa America. I'm extremely happy it worked at the Copa America. I think we all are. But a World Cup could be different, right? Playing up against the likes of France, Spain, Germany, even England, Italy, right? Teams that could hurt you on the counter, teams that could hurt you when they have the ball, right? For example, Spain's a team. No, they're not maybe the 2010 Spain or 2008, but Spain's a team that likes to have the ball, that likes to move it around. They're a very patient team. And playing maybe that defensive style or more that conservative style, let's say, versus Spain might not work or might not always work. So the fact that the team was able to win a World Cup playing the way, the fact that this team was able to win a Copa America playing the way they did, which was maybe slightly more defensive than we're accustomed to seeing, absolutely helps. That's a big plus. Whether or not playing this way at a World Cup will help them is a whole other story. And we're still 13, 14, maybe even 15 months away from finding out. So we're going to get back to that in 14, 15 months' time. Let's take a look here. Deb Malia writes, Roy, when we get to play against big European teams for the World Cup? Obviously, there's a rumored match versus Italy, the Diego Armando Maradona Cup, which is Copa America champions Argentina versus European champions Italy. That was rumored or is rumored to be held in either December or January. So we'll see if that happens. Other than that, it does not look like it. No. World Cup qualifiers, there's 8 World Cup qualifying matches set to be played between September, October, November. And then, if I'm not mistaken, another round in February or March of next year. So there's going to be a lot, and I don't think there's going to be time to play the European teams. Subik, what about Ocampos? Look, it must have hurt to leave Ocampos out of the Copa America team. I thought he deserved to be there. I really did. He did not have the best matches versus Chile and versus Colombia in the qualifiers, which I think is the reason why he ultimately got left out. He did not end last season in the best of forms with Sevilla. I think he's definitely going to get another chance. And I think he knows now that his spot in the Argentina team is not secured. It's not safe. He has to continue with the form that he had last season. At the start of last season, he has to regain that form, regain that momentum. And I think he knows it if he wants to get back into the Argentina team. Let's take a look. Oh, okay, all right. Very good question. Parth asks, who will replace Otamendi at the World Cup? Who said Otamendi is going to get replaced at the World Cup? Otamendi might keep his spot for Argentina at the World Cup. He might not, right? There's still, 12 months or 15 months is still a lot of time, especially in football. And if I had to guess and say that Otamendi were to be replaced at the World Cup, probably Germán Pasella, or Lisandro Martinez, depending on how things go. It depends if we're going to go with a 5-man backline, a 3-man backline, a 4-man backline. I don't think it's going to be Martinez Cuarta, probably Pasella, or Lisandro Martinez. That's if Nicolas Otamendi gets replaced. Parth writes, isn't he too old? Man, you look at Chiellini, you look at Bonucci with Italy, and they play the Euros, and they won the Euros. At that point, age is just a number. Age is just a number. Hugh, I'm sorry, I'm going to call you Hugh, or I don't know what else to call you. I do apologize. Ocampos had bad season last year. If he can produce another one like in 2019, 2020, he will definitely deserve to be with the squad. Yes, exactly. If he could regain that form, no reason why Ocampos would not be in the Argentina squad. Shanti writes, Marcos fucking Senesi. Marcos Senesi. The reason why I did not say Senesi for Otamendi is because Senesi is not yet in the team. That's the only reason. So I judged my answer. I based my answer off of the players in the Argentina national team. Senesi, at least for now, is not in it. That's not to say he can't be in it and cannot become a starter. I'm absolutely not saying that. But I based my answer off of who is in the team right now. Arjun, please don't compare Chiellini. I wasn't trying to compare Chiellini with Otamendi, but I'm just saying, if Otamendi could continue playing the same way he did at the Copa America, there's no reason why he should not start for Argentina at the World Cup. Let's take a look. Carl Davies writes, Otamendi's a beast. Otamendi was an absolute beast at the Copa America. I loved the guy. I absolutely loved him there. Parth. Let's go back to Parth. Thoughts on both Correas. So Angel Correa and Joaquin. Angel Correa quietly had a very good season with Atletico. A very good season with Atletico. Scored some big goals for Diego Simeone. Won the league with them. Won the Copa America with Argentina. His confidence must be high. He knows things are going well for him. And he's an asset to have. He's an asset to have. At one point, Simeone was playing him more centrally as opposed to on the wing, even though Correa is more of a winger. And he showed that he could play more centrally. So I'm excited to see what Correa could do with Argentina if given the chance. I thought he did very well versus Bolivia. I thought he gelled very well with Messi, with Papu Gomez, and with the rest of the team versus Bolivia. So excited to see what he could do. Joaquin Correa is another one. So Joaquin Correa, he's been linked with a move away from Lazio. He's mentioned he wants out of Lazio. He wants to go to a different team. He's been linked to the Premier League. I don't know what's going to happen with him. I'm being very honest. He's a center forward. He was selected by Scaloni. He did play the Copa America for Argentina. I can't see him being a starter under Scaloni. I could see him being a substitute. Scored a very big goal for Argentina in La Paz versus Bolivia, the 2-1 win there in the World Cup qualifiers I believe it was last October or last November. He scored a big goal there. I think he's in Scaloni's plans. I just don't know what's going to happen with him this season because, like I said, he's mentioned that he wants out of Lazio and he's been linked with a move to the Premier League. So it's going to be a big. That's another guy. I'm saying it a lot, but this is another guy who needs to have a big season if he wants to stay in the Argentina national team. Because if Correa moves to the Premier League or moves away from Lazio and doesn't get the proper playing time, Scaloni has shown he's not afraid of dropping players, and I don't see why it would be any different for Scaloni not to drop Correa. So I like Correa. I hope he does well. This is a big season for him. This is an absolute big season for him. Let's take a look. Carl Davies. Angel Correa, left wing. What are your thoughts? Joaquin Correa looks explosive of a winger or second striker. So Angel Correa, for me, if I were to play him, definitely as a winger. Correa and Joaquin Correa, more centrally. I would play Joaquin Correa more centrally. He is a center forward, not really much of a winger. I think you're wasting him if you play him on the wing. Angel Correa showed he could play centrally, but I prefer to have him on the wing. Let's take a look here. All right, taking some more. Sorry, guys, just going through the comments. Going through the comments here. So some more comments regarding Ocampos. I like this one here. Nicolas Gonzalez. So Nicolas Gonzalez joined Fiorentina. So Gonzalez is out of Stuttgart, out of Germany. You're talking about someone who ran and gave it his all at the Copa America. Yes, he missed a lot of chances. I'm the first one to admit it, first one to say it. He missed a lot of chances at the Copa America. But for someone who was not 100%, he absolutely gave it his all at the Copa America. He ran. He played that, I would say, that Ezekiel Lavezzi role. He played it very well. He tracked back a lot. He helped the back line a lot. He helped the midfield a lot, pressured. Happy to see him move to Fiorentina. He mentioned in his interview when he joined Fiorentina that he was not enjoying every day in Germany and that he knows he's going to enjoy every day in Fiorentina in Italy. So I'm expecting big things from him. I expect him to get probably 8 to 10 goals this season with Fiorentina. Obviously, it's not always all about the goals, but I see him doing much better at Fiorentina than he was doing at Stuttgart in Germany. Let's take a look here. Sorry, guys, going through the chat. Spurs 7. Hello, Spurs 7. I hope you're well. Thank you for joining us wherever you are from. You know what? Let's do this. We haven't done this yet today. Where's everybody from? Where is everybody from? I'm based in Canada right now. Where's everybody from? We had someone from Australia earlier. We have more people from Canada. We had someone from Malaysia earlier. We have Bangladesh. We have Europe. We have places in Africa, countries in Africa, which we've gotten before. We've gotten Nigeria in the past. Anyone, let me know. All right, so we got India here. We got Bangladesh. India, Guru Sevilla is from India. There you go. All right. Trinidad and Tobago. All right. Trinidad and Tobago from the islands. India as well. Jamaica. All right. Bangladesh. Some more India. South of India. Wow. Absolutely incredible. Incredible, guys. Thank you for joining. Nepal. Christian from Grand Rapids, so from the United States. Hello, Christian. Thank you for joining us, buddy. Thank you. So Christian's in the house. Nigeria. Nigeria. We've got a question here. Will joining PSG help Mario Icardi for the national team? We spoke about this earlier. When we're done, go back, rewind. We spoke about it earlier regarding Icardi, about how he might not fit into the Argentina national team. So, all right. So American here. Let's see. I saw a couple. Another one. Hey, Trinidad and Tobago. Punjabi, India. Here we go. Roy should come to Bangladesh. You're widely popular here. I love to travel. I love traveling. Obviously, with COVID right now, it's slightly more difficult, but maybe one day. Voodoo Chaos, we got Grand Rapids and Detroit. Yes. What's Detroit's area code? Is it 313? If I'm not mistaken, 313 for Detroit. So we got Detroit over there. Let's see. Aswin writes, Roy, really 6'5"? Yes, I am. I'm 6'5" and a half. I'm 6'5". Yeah, so there's a question here. All right, so Voodoo, I'm correct. It is 313. There was a question regarding, and thank you for that. Carl Davies, Guido Rodriguez to Liverpool. Is it a good move? So he's been rumored, right? Guido Rodriguez has been rumored that actually Arsenal want him, and then to a certain degree that Liverpool want him. Guido Rodriguez playing under Jurgen Klopp, I'd love to see that. That would be cool. I think Guido is underrated. I thought he had a pretty good season with Betis in Spain. I'll be honest, I was kind of surprised he was picked by Scaloni. I didn't think Scaloni would pick him. Not that he didn't deserve it. I just didn't think he would get selected. I would like to see him in the Premier League. People want to talk about the intensity and the physicality of the Premier League. Yeah, I think Guido has that. And I think Guido has the intelligence as well. His positioning, he's not the fastest, but I think his positioning, his awareness, he strikes me anyways as an intelligent player and one that doesn't let the pressure get to him. So I would be excited. To see Guido with Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. I would like to see that. Taking a look at the chat. Here we go. Let's see. So a lot of people from India. There was a question about whether or not. Here we go. So MN Roy, have you been to World Cup? I have not. I was close to going to 2018. Some stuff happened. Some things happened. I wasn't able to. But I was going to go to 2018 Russia. Maybe in hindsight, it's a good thing I did not go, considering the way things went for Argentina. But I was working on going to Russia for 2018. But maybe next year. Let's take a look here. And we had something else I wanted to talk about as well. So Lautaro Martinez to Arsenal or Tottenham. And this has been rumored the past couple of days, even past week, that Arsenal are interested in signing Lautaro Martinez, and even that Lautaro Martinez wants to join Arsenal or would not mind joining Arsenal. So that does not look like it will be happening, at least not this season. The reason being is that Chelsea apparently are very much in the running to sign Lukaku, right? Lautaro's strike partner. up front at Inter. And you have to think, you got to go with logic, that Inter would not sell Lukaku and Lautaro Martinez not in the same transfer window. So I mentioned this in the previous video. If Lukaku leaves Inter, I don't think Lautaro goes anywhere. And vice versa, I think if Lautaro leaves, I don't think Lukaku goes. But that's a big one. So I think Lautaro moving away from Inter will depend a lot on what happens with Lukaku. So that's another one. And obviously the whole thing with Tottenham is, well, Harry Kane. If Harry Kane doesn't leave, if Harry Kane doesn't join Manchester City, then there's no way Lautaro goes to Tottenham, right? Although that would be interesting. Cristian Romero, Lo Celso, and Lautaro Martinez at Tottenham would be cool to watch. Would be cool to watch. You got a defender, midfielder, and a striker, all Argentines in there. Let's take a look here. So, Pratik, any ideas of Argentina's squad for the upcoming qualifiers? Will Buendia be part of the squad? So nothing yet, right? Copa America just ended. European club season about to restart. In France, it already did. It restarted already. So I couldn't tell you. Not at the moment. No rumors, no names, no nothing. Although I think, or I feel as if the squad for September at least will look pretty close to what we got at the Copa America. I would think so. I would think so. All right. Here we go. No, possibly. So Arjunan Y2J. Buendia will make the World Cup. Possibly. Possibly will. Possibly will. Still a long way to go for the World Cup. We have the European club season starting, right? As I mentioned, Ligue 1, the league in France, started on Friday. La Liga, the Premier League, pretty much every other league, or every other European league, starts next weekend, just 6-7 days from now. We got a lot of content coming up on the channel. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button. This is gonna be the end of the video. I won't lie. This is it. It's 1 a.m. where I am right now. Getting a little bit. I should probably get some sleep. Although I'm not really too tired. But keep your eyes peeled. Subscribe if you haven't. I'm being honest. Subscribe if you haven't already. Please show your support if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the content. We have a lot of stuff coming up. European club season is starting. We have some videos uploading in the next day or two, very, very shortly. Like I mentioned earlier, we're going to try and be doing this at least once a week live, where we talk about the transfer rumors, the goals scored, the Argentine goal scored, the assists, everything. World Cup qualifiers next month in September, in October, in November. So we have 3 months of World Cup qualifiers coming up. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Voodoo, thank you for the support, buddy. Very much appreciated. Guru Safija as well. Diraj, thank you very much appreciated. Thank you, everybody. Be safe, everybody, wherever you are. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We're gonna hopefully do this live thing, like I said, at least once a week live, at least. Although we're gonna get regular content out like we're doing right now. One more thing. Oh, thank you, and my pleasure, guys. Always fun talking to you guys. Always fun interacting. Tawheed, regarding the tattoo, mentioned it earlier at the start of the video. I have it set up. I know what I want. I'm just looking for an artist. And see you later, guys. Master, thank you, buddy. Arjunan, thank you everybody for the support. Love you guys. Thank you so much. And until next time, be safe, have fun, and hopefully you guys are here when we do this next live. Kind of short notice every time I do it, but hey, makes it that much funner. Shamar, first time watching from Jamaica. Thank you for joining. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, Shamar. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We're here, like I said, a couple of times a week. All right, everybody. Take care. And until next time, be safe. Bye, everybody.